weekend, but thank
All
you.
right, we're going to go ahead and get started, folks. And like I always like to say, if you don't have a pen and paper in front of you, please grab something to write with. April's got a great training for you tonight, and I want to explain the company's current promotion, and and get you excited. May is one of the busiest months of the year for enrolling. Okay, it's that bridge between spring and summer is May. Okay, it's that bridge, and everybody's outside and everybody's wearing lighter clothes and more skin is showing, and and people are in a better mood, okay, in general, because they're out, and so May is a big month, and the company is shooting lighter fluid on a good month. Okay, they know when things are supposed to go real fast, and instead of just letting it happen, they're shooting lighter fluid on it to make it happen bigger and faster than normal. Okay, so I want to take a few minutes, and April's going to mention some dates with the Tuesday, Thursday opportunity meeting. She's going to talk to you about the art and the skill of inviting. Okay, and it's it's everybody's greatest weakness other than follow-up. Okay, follow-up's the worst weakness. Okay, and then inviting is number two. Okay, so yeah, those are the two things where all the money is earned. That those two things make you all the dollars. Okay, it's the more you invite, the more you make, the more you follow up, the more you make. But she's going to talk about that inviting tonight. But what I want to do, and April, you keep letting people in?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Let me go to my screen, and I just have a couple slides I want to use so I don't forget nothing. Okay. Can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Everything good there? Okay. And I'll bring everybody back. Okay, so the company, and again, I don't know how plugged in everybody is with reading the announcements, with staying on top of Facebook and stuff, but we have a 3-in-1 promotion going on that they've just added a 6-in-2 promotion to it. And not only a 6-in-2, and I'll explain exactly what that is in a second, but not only a 6-in-2, that doesn't cap it. It could be 9-in-3, it could be 12-in-4, it could be 15-in-5, it could be 18-in-6. They are not capping how many times you can earn on that with this special promotion. Okay, there is no limit. So the 3-in-1 is going to get you that really cool LifeVantage cooler, summer cooler, which, everybody needs a cooler in the summertime, and everyone probably needs to replace the one that's worn out from last year. At least in Florida, that's how it works. They get worn out, because it's hot here all the time, and we wear them out. But the second part of that is a gift box, and I'll show you a picture of it in a second. And that gift box has no limits. Okay, at 6-in-2, you get the cooler and the gift box. But if you go to 9-in-3, you get the cooler and 2 gift boxes. And if you go to 12-in-4, you get the cooler and 4 gift boxes. Okay, it doesn't stop. There's not a cap on it. All right, but what I want you to understand, and this is after all the years that April and I have been in this industry, and the 5.5 years we've been with LifeVantage, this is still something that most people do not understand and get confused with. Okay, and if there's one takeaway from tonight, other than what April shares about inviting, I want you to take this away, okay, from tonight. Okay, everything we do happens simultaneously with all the things going on. You don't have to decide, I want to try and get points for the trip this month. You don't have to decide, I want to be Onyx or Emerald or Sapphire or Diamond with my personal sales bonus. You don't have to decide, I want to go from SE1 to SE2 to SE3. You don't, all of it happens simultaneously when we are enrolling new members, whether it's customers or consultants. It all happens together. Okay, so we're not trying to do any one of them. We are doing all of them simultaneously. So when we enroll a customer, we're earning 10 to 30% on that customer every month. And in some cases, it could be 40%. You say, well, Bobby, how does 40 kick in? If they're a one-timer and they pay the full retail, you know, they're paying the price above subscription, then you make 40 if you're a diamond, okay? And if they order it again, you get 40 again, okay? I would think eventually they'd be a subscription customer, but, you know, not everybody cares about paying more money for their product, so who knows? So we earn 10 to 30% every month on our customers. What's the difference? Well, the difference depends on whether you're Onyx yet, Emerald yet, Sapphire yet, or Diamond yet. That's the only difference, okay? We are earning points for the trip to the Dominican Republic, you know, in February, okay? So you got to get 300 points minimum to get on the trip. So you got to average about 50 points or 50 plus points a month. One of the reasons why we have been pushing Sapphire and Diamond is because Sapphire and Diamond, as far as the personal sales bonus goes, gives you a lot of points every month. Okay, you get 15 points every month for a Sapphire, you get 30 points every month if you're Diamond. So 6 times 30 will tell you you could get 180 points over the 6 months by just being Diamond, 180, you know? So, but again, all of this has happened simultaneously. So I'm going to get to the 2 specials, but I want you to understand we are doing everything all at once. So the key to doing this business is enrolling, okay? Enrolling customers. When you talk to people about business, consultants, but a lot of customers convert to consultants, especially now with the comp plan the way it is, with the collagen rolled out and rolling out into other countries real soon, okay? So we got our 10 to 30% we earn on our customers. We're getting our points for the Dominican Republic trip, which is in February, and you still got 5 months to get your points for that trip. We're earning our points towards becoming Onyx, Emerald, Sapphire, Diamond, all that. We're moving up in advancement. We're in rank advancement overall to the higher levels. All of that is happening simultaneously. And when we recruit consultants or enroll consultants, we earn the 10% bonus when they first sign up. And then we earn 4 months of unlimited fast start bonuses. And if you haven't read up on the fast start bonuses, take a few minutes to watch the video on that, because the faster you get your new consultant moving, the more money you earn on them for the first 4 months. And it ain't coming out of their check. It's the company is paying you a bonus for doing this. Okay, it's very exciting. You got to look at that. And then, of course, on our consultants or our team, okay, we're earning all the other compensation, that the plan offers. We're getting all of that. So whether it's customers we have or consultants that we have or customers we're about to get or consultants we're about to get, all of this is happening simultaneously, okay? But on top of this, the company has decided, okay, to enhance it even more, okay? Now, I want to tell you something about, I don't know how to say this. April and I, for 30 years, now it's 31 years, or going on 31 years, that we've been in the industry, we have never not accepted anything free the company was doing, okay? We always, if they say you do X and you get Y, then we do X and we get Y. And that could be a freebie like this cooler for the 3-in-1. It could be in our other company, we won 23 cruises in the 25 years we were there. In the first 2 years, they didn't do them. So every year we won a cruise and we saw the world on their dollar, and the cruise had nothing to do with our pay. It was in addition to building the business. Okay, just like this trip coming up to the Dominican Republic has nothing to do with your pay. You're getting your pay regardless, but they're offering a free trip at their expense. We always said, if they're paying, we're going. And I would love to see you adopt that mentality. It doesn't matter if you could afford to do it yourself. It's always better when someone else pays. It just feels better when someone else pays, and you feel really good about earning it, okay? So for this month in May, we got this really cool cooler, okay? And all we need to do to get it, on top of all those other ways we get paid that I just discussed, is to get 3 new customers you personally enrolled, where their order is at least 100 points. And that don't need to be one order. They could order 2 or 3 times in a month, as long as it ends up over 100 PV. But, you know, collagen, Tri-Synergizer, Vitality Stack, True Science, any couple bags of Axio, all of that adds up to 100 points. So most orders will be in that range. 3-in-1, and get one consultant that signs up for either a pack or does the $50 enrollment pack and orders at least 150 points in product. So that's 3-in-1, and you will get the cooler, okay? But they've enhanced that, okay? So besides the cooler, if you do it again in May, you're like doubling the price. Actually, you're more than doubling the price. This box, this gift box that you're looking at, is worth considerably more than the cooler. There's a drink container in there, there's body rub, there's body wash, there's a month's worth of Axio, there's t-shirt, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And that's probably $200 worth of stuff, where maybe the cooler's 100. Okay, so by doing a little more and getting 6 customers and 2 consultants, okay, they're enhancing it more. And this is what I said, this box that you're looking at, you don't have to stop at just getting one of them. Okay, if you did 9 customers and 3 consultants, you'd get another one on top of the cooler. Okay, so I think it's smart on the company's part, you know, and they got some other things planned for May too that, you know, we'll be talking about at the end of the month. But they're smart, because May is a very, very good month. And instead of just letting it happen, okay, they are forcing the action by enhancing it more and adding, okay, some additional incentive. I call it shooting lighter fluid on the fire. And then the one other thing I want to mention before I give it to April is, and take a screenshot of this, okay? These are the locations, and there may be 1 or 2 more added to it, but screenshot this so you have it. The Evolve Opportunity Tour, there's a few locations in May, and then most of them are in coming up in June. Look for your customers in those areas. Look for your consultants in those areas. Look to send guests. You don't need to live near any of this. We all have customers in these areas. We all have consultants. We all have friends and family, people from college, high school. Look at these areas, okay, and get people plugged in, okay? Because I'm telling you, you know, these meetings are good. The people doing them are good. And, you know, you get good results when you get fannies in the seats in these locations. So let me stop this. I hope that was helpful to you and cleared things up a little bit. So April, it's yours.
Thanks. That was good information. How's everybody doing? Good? You guys gotta get a little excited here. We got some good stuff going on with the
Everybody
company.
wave. Turn your cameras on,
You know,
for at least 20 minutes and wave and get excited and enjoy what we're doing here, folks.
yes, you know, one of the the worst things you can do in this business is get off on a corner by yourself. You have to stay connected. So, it's so important. And the company's given us a lot of opportunities, but man, if you need to get a buddy sideline or upline or downline or something to kind of go back and forth with, you got to keep yourself, thinking about your business and how exciting it is. And the cool thing is, if you're not having a good day, somebody else is, and I always hesitate to call people out and talk about what's going on in their business. I feel uncomfortable with that, but I know some of you got some really, really exciting stuff going on, and you got to let people know. This is not a business where you can allow somebody else to kind of market you. You got to market yourself. You got to let people know how exciting that is. But that wasn't even my topic. So, I want to talk about inviting. Inviting is something, and I'm going to actually share my screen so you can see. Where did I put it here? Share. And okay, there we go. So what I want to talk about is promoting and inviting. And obviously you better do this, being excited, or, you're not going to get people. This is the thing, and Bobby told you, 31 years. This is the thing that I have actively worked on for 31 years. I mean, I was the type of person that I'm still very much an introvert. I couldn't lead silent prayer. I mean, I used to let Bobby talk. We finally been married so long. If I think it, he says it now. And he's like, where did that come from? Because I
Yeah,
really was
you should
thinking I
see
want
what
to
she
know it.
thinks, folks. You should
Yeah.
see what she thinks.
But I was too embarrassed to ask the question, and then he'd ask it. So I was really happy about that. But, this is something that, is a skill set that you're always working on. And it has changed a little bit. And I'm going to go through some of what it is, and then I'm going to show you a few of our scripts, and not so much scripts, my actual conversations with people. I think that'll make it easier. But, I think our business has never been easier. I think back 30 years, in order for me to get somebody to come to a meeting, I had to personally explain to them what my business was about. There was no video to share. There was no texting to do. I had to get face to face or on the phone, and I kind of had to explain to them. So it all had to be my words. I couldn't share a tool very easily. I had to be the tool back then. But today we can share tools, and we can do this very, very easily. So it's easier than ever before, whether you want to get them to an in-person meeting, or you want to get them online to something. Promoting and inviting is what leaders do these days. And so, even after you're a leader in the company and you're at whatever rank you want to be, you've got to be promoting. That's all we do. Even after somebody's in, after they're long in, you still better be inviting and promoting. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. So who to invite? A lot of times we think just new prospects. We're after that new customer. We're after that new prospect. No, I'm going to show you one of the scripts today about an existing consultant and what recently went on with that. And I have so many of these, but I just wanted to maybe think of something that wasn't normal. So if you've got existing consultants, maybe they've gotten a little quiet. Maybe they're not quite as active as you think. Sometimes we call them glorified customers because they buy a lot of product, but they haven't been able to actually find out what their niche is as far as getting out and talking to other people about the business. You still want to stay in touch with them. You still want to be inviting. You still want to be promoting to them. I mean, obviously, after a while, you have so many people, you can't deal with everyone, but you got to try to keep them in the know. Even though they didn't get on a Zoom tonight, I'm still going to reach out to certain people. How's things going? And I'll talk about things that aren't necessarily business related, but maybe you've heard this about our business. It's a relationship business. Nobody's going to do business with you unless they like you. So if you've got something else going on, maybe for me, it's tennis, maybe it's something else, grandkids, something else, you've got to have that relationship going. And if they're an existing consultant, you can always get them back in the business, but you got to keep inviting and promoting different things. Customers, I'm always asking for referrals with my customers. I invite them to every launch Zoom that we do. Do they show? No. Do I care? No. Do I expect them? No. But every once in a while, I get surprised. I've got somebody that raises their hand and says, yeah, me. Well, wasn't that the easiest recruit? Wouldn't you like people to be asking to join with what you're doing? But if you don't invite them, none of this happens. So, again, I always use that analogy, and you're going to get sick of it. It's the best analogy. If I ask you if you want coffee and you say no, I don't care. The next person will say yes. It means nothing. That's the attitude when you have enough stuff in the funnels. And I believe today more than ever, it is easy to have lots and lots of stuff in your funnel. And it's just a matter of getting the right person at the right time. And that's really all it is. I was listening today to the woman's I forget what the Marina Worry thing. I was listening for a little while. And one of the people who I'm always kind of fascinated with is this Bryn Lang. And she was a exercise coach, and she's with Modere. She's with another company. But I love the story because I've heard her say this again and again. She is a person, like a lot of chiropractors, like a lot of personal trainers, was approached all the time, broken than broke at that point, but she was always being approached by all of these so-called companies that she already had a bad taste for, that she didn't know anything about. But the day she said yes was the lowest day for her, when she couldn't buy her son a pair of shoes. Boys, they grow out of shoes really, really fast. And she was at, I forget what store it was, looking at the shoes, and she couldn't buy her son a pair of shoes. And she just was like, what the heck? Well, if somebody hadn't invited her at that point, or just thought she'd be too good for it, or she wouldn't be interested. See, we prejudge people. We totally prejudge them and think they wouldn't do it. Maybe we heard them say no for something, so we need to get that out of our mind and keep a funnel of people. Potential customers. Again, we're always working on potential customers. So the thing you're going to see as I go through the messaging, particularly with this messaging that I put up, I'm always sharing a bigger picture. I have an immediate goal. Maybe it is to get you to a meeting, but I'm already selling San Antonio. I'm already telling people how much fun we're going to have in San Antonio. And I never know, as we get closer, who's going to say, that's me. So caution. When you're inviting people, most people talk too much. What do we say when we invite people? First of all, I have a goal for every conversation. Every time I send a text, every time I pick up the phone, and this goes back to way in the beginning, because I'm not typically a talker, I have a short-term goal for what I want from that conversation. And that conversation is either to get them to say yes or no to this meeting, yes or no to this launch, yes or no to have coffee, yes or no, just whatever it is, I have my goal. Once I get my goal, I'm done. I'm not talking anymore. If they want to talk about the weather or whatever they want to talk about, that's fine. But I've made my goal. I don't need to further along that goal anymore, because that's when people get into trouble. Don't give away the details of the meeting. And that's why I picked this one conversation too, again, because it was all on text, and I hope it comes across right, because it was hard to copy and paste it. I wish I could have just pulled up the whole text, but don't give away the details of the meeting. When you invite somebody to a meeting, to a launch, to anything online, to anything in person, you're going to love the people. Bob Wagner's on there. He's really good. He's funny. You're going to enjoy him. Very charismatic. That's the stuff you want to tell the person. Not like, he's really going to show you how to make $400 and, he's really scientific with the products and stuff. That's not the stuff you want to share. Tell them who will be there. And if it's in-person meeting, reach out to the person that's doing the meeting. Reach out to as many people that you know in that meeting and say, hey, I have a guest coming and I really want you to invite. The one thing our company does well without really being coached, and there's a lot in these meetings. I feel Bobby and we could coach a lot more on these meetings, but everybody is welcoming to different people in the meeting. And I love that. So no matter who walks in, you don't know what line they're dealing with or whatever. Everybody's been very welcoming and very, very nice to people that even are in their organization. So here are some places. Bobby showed you some. I have some that he doesn't have, and he had some that I didn't have. So lots of meetings going on and stuff. And this is what I do. I make a habit of it the first of the month, and even going forward, I do a couple of these things, whether it's On Facebook, it's birthday messages. I look ahead, to see whose birthday messages. The blue calendar, I'm always looking ahead. When I see some of these dates, I see Arvada, Colorado. I don't even know where that is. I have a few glorified customers in Colorado I would love to further along. So I Google where they live and I Google where that place is in Colorado. Glendale, Arizona. Who do I know there? I'm always looking. The events that say ATC, those are activation events. So Bobby showed you that list there too, but there's a whole bunch of different meetings. And if you don't know who's going to be there, find out who's there. Ask around who's doing these meetings, what's going on at those meetings. Because even a bad meeting is better than no meeting. Seriously, a bad meeting, because your new person doesn't know how bad it is. You might be cringing if you were in the room, but the new person has no idea. And the thing we know about meetings is people are excited. The 20th, there's a virtual meeting. There's an Atlanta meeting, Indianapolis. There's a lot of different meetings going on. LifeVantage has a Facebook page, not a group, a page. And a page means anybody can go to it. They do Activate Thursday, which is really awesome because they do it every other Thursday, but they go through like in-depth products. So if you've got a person that just, maybe a customer you want to keep educating or, whatever, you could get them to go to Activate Thursday and hear more about scientific product, if that's their thing. If you've got a doctor, go back in that page. If they're more interested in the Axio than they are the skincare or something, go back and tag them in that page so that you can actually let them see which one of the Activate Thursdays you want to let them see. Also on that same page is opportunity meetings. So you want to get somebody quickly. The thing about inviting is we don't invite for next week. We don't invite for 2 weeks out. You may start to plan and let a person know something's going on. But if there's an opportunity meeting, if there's a launch meeting, if there's something going on Tuesday, that's where you want them to go. It doesn't matter who's doing it. It's better to invite quickly to something because people forget about things. Somebody else could invite them to another meeting. Somebody else could get them to join another company. If they're looking and that radar is open, you want to get them into the nearest thing. Okay, so this is the messages, kind of sloppy, but I want to give you the gist. So I use the words hi lady. I don't usually use that. This is the word. I am mirroring what this person does. She would do this to me, so I do it back to her. So hi lady, how are you? I hesitated or whether to mention there's a meeting in Atlanta near the airport on 4/15 if you're interested. So she said, thank you. Looks like my calendar is free. Send me the details. Would love to see you. And I said, oh, I would love to see you too, but I won't be there. But the people there are super cool. Again, she is a glorified customer. She is a consultant who hasn't really built a business at this point. Where this black thing is a duplicate, but she says, oh no, I want to see you. Okay. I said, I know you're right. How are you? I do miss you. And she says she's doing well. I continued the conversation with a different thing and talked about her teaching and asking if she's near retirement and if she's going to go ahead another year or not. So you can see I'm still sharing the details of the meeting just to let her know what's going on there, where the meeting is and stuff. I circled back and said, I hope you had a great weekend. Here are the details, April 15th. It's a great meeting if you want to restart your business. I can introduce you before meeting to some ladies we met last time I was there. Again, selling San Antonio. She hasn't even agreed to go to a local meeting, but I'm going to sell the bigger meeting because it's fun. Our next big meeting is in San Antonio. We have an 11-room Airbnb. That's October. So I'm always upselling. So then she gets back to me, alert, catch up text. I am doing one more year before retirement, but God has the final say. I'm open to sooner. But here, I hate to be this way, but since you will not be at the Atlanta meeting, I'm going to pass. I want to see you, but we'll talk to you about the meeting soon. Some people in the business here, she's talking about the meeting, some people. And then she said, happy birthday. But guess what? Congrats on one more year. It would be a huge loss for them when you do retire. I'm still talking to her. She said, no, I'm not going to the meeting, but I'm still having this conversation with her because I know there's a meeting there. So it would be a huge loss for them when you retire. I can tell what an awesome teacher you are. And I totally get it. No worries. I'll keep you posted on when I'm in the area. We can catch up in person. And she said, thank you. Wanted to get back into tennis. I said, sweet, we'd have to play. We will probably, it's not logistically possible that we probably play tennis, but anyway, you know what it is. So, and I mentioned pickleball and again, gave her information on the event. The morning of the event, she says, I'm going to the event. If it's not too much to ask, who can I introduce myself to? The morning of the event, she decides to go. Great, I'll reach out to, it was a Atlanta meeting. Jason Kinsey knows me well, ask for him. I'll send him a message and some ladies as well. So exciting, me too. So she actually went to the event, sent me a picture. I didn't want to include her picture in here. But as soon as that meeting was over and I thought that meeting was over, I said, you headed home? She said, yes, it was a good meeting. I said, great. I hope everyone was friendly. And then the conversation went on again. She's going back to the Atlanta meeting this month, bringing people. She all of a sudden starts talking to her hairdresser and everybody else. It's always a long shot. I never know. But if I don't keep inviting people, you know, they're just dead in the water. She didn't stop using the products. People love the products. They love the results. If you've got customers that aren't on collagen, you owe it to them to explain that collagen and what's going on. That gets people re-excited. I mean, it's just amazing. So you've got lots of stuff to talk about these days between the increase in the comp plan. I should have gone back further in her messages. Pay went from very little to a little bit more, but it was enough to get her excited. So, you know, so exciting. So, but okay. So once they agree, make sure you stay in touch with them, just like I did there, you know, give them reminders up to the date. You know, you got to find somewhere you're going to track this, a general reminder. Again, we don't want to discuss the meeting, the company, the products, leave that up to the meeting. You know, it's another way of doing a three-way call. Everybody else has so much more value than you do with your person. We just don't have value with the people that we already know. So this is a way to get them to be into like another three-way call or whatever. She loved the ladies that I actually texted a bunch of those ladies that morning because we had done Atlanta, I think the month before that or 2 months before. So we met some people there. So it was really great. But you know what? The more yeses you get, the better it is. It's just got to keep giving them that reminder. Yes, I'm going. You still going? Yes, I'm going. You know, it's just so that they remember the date, particularly if something's out, and then talk about other stuff. You can see in that message, there was a lot of stuff in that message other than that. Let's zoom her in, Bobby. I'm trying to get the other message up. So, and then make sure you're doing follow-up and connect. So the other one is another one on social. And again, it does not matter. It doesn't matter if it's in person, because had this conversation started in person with somebody right from the get-go, and I know that's everybody's fear to get this stuff moving, is, you know, for me, you know, I always say I might have something that will interest you. Let me share a video with you. Or would you be open? I have never had anybody say, no, they're not open. Would you be open? So when I say it's been 30, 31 years working on inviting, you know, and promoting events, it's those words that will make your job a lot easier, because you empower people, and then they're going to take it anyway. So this one goes back to March 17th. This is an Instagram. She happened to see, this is the value of putting up a story on collagen. And I hope you're all doing that, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. She gave a face, you know, that face where she's like, you know, wow, type face. And I just said, I know, right? I said, would you like to see more? She sent a heart. She commented on another story of mine. And I said, yes, so fun. I had a running story up, and that started everything. So she said, thanks. Do you run? Or I said, thanks. Do you run too? It was a cold morning out. She says she has a knee injury. Aha. That's first one for the collagen that's going on. So let's see. I don't want to read the whole thing. We talked about the knee. We talked about her running, lots of messages. And I just said, is it overuse? I'm trying to really dive down with the problem. It's just not, did you have a knee problem? What about the knee problem is preventing you from running? You see, that's how you keep a conversation going. And you really need to dial down the word. You really need to dial down that conversation. She asked how often I run, what I like to do. I let her know that, I play tennis, pickleball, and she agreed. We definitely need to keep moving, but she's sore. So she doesn't always feel like, and then she asked me to like a reel she was doing. I was fine with that. I made a point of putting it in my book and doing a reel over the weekend, commenting on her reel. I said, I'll be sure to look at it. And I said, I take it they're not up yet. She said, no. I said, fine, and then she commented, story. I said, thanks again. And then the other post went up, the story about talking about collagen, the benefits of it, again, with joint pain and skin and everything else. And I said, we have a great website. So I resent a different website. Thanks for asking. And then I let her know this is important and this is coming out. If you're talking collagen, fibroblast activity is the thing before collagen that people are getting super excited about. It's something out there. We are getting a July study on it. So this is the study that's going to be leaked out in July. So that's what's producing that collagen. And that's kind of becoming a word known with collagen and stuff. But I said, thanks for checking out the site. She said something about hair growth. She's interested in hair growth. Anyway, she wound up buying the product. But you see, it didn't happen because I'm looking for the date. Friday. So it takes March 17th, I think I said was the beginning. So it takes a little while, but you have to have a conversation with these people. People just don't say yes, particularly something as cold as that I don't know the person. It's just, little conversations here and there. They don't need to be long conversations, but keep your focus on the prize, on what you want. Always bring it back to that, but ask enough questions. I think too many people don't ask enough questions, and they'll either invite or send a link before it's time. So hopefully, I think that's my last slide. And oh, no. And I just wanted, this is the last thing I'm going to go over. This is something that Bobby and I have in the Facebook page. Use it. When somebody gets involved, and to you, it may seem very primitive, but when they get involved, they're already overwhelmed. They've got their product. They don't know how to use it. They have a lot of questions. This is kind of step-by-step how to get them into the groups on their time. Because if you're spending all this time taking everybody by the hand, spending a lot of time with people, you're not going to really have time to be building your business and doing what you do. So I like to send this out. They can keep it in one place. They can go through everything when they need it. But I think it just makes life a lot easier. And you can change, our names if you want to put your name up there. I don't really care about that. But I think it is so important that you have a tool that you can send out to that new person and they can do as much work or unwork as they want. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. I hope that was helpful. If I can get this, stop the share. There we go. Stop. Okay, we're back. All right. I hope that was helpful to you all. So
do you want to, anything else, April, you want to add? How about a hand for April? Is that great stuff or what? I get to hear her do it, we can hear each other. We have a 3-story house and I'm in the downstairs and she's in the upstairs, but we do get to hear each other when we're pitching or training or doing the business. So it's great. All right. So that's the new information for tonight. Is there anything that you guys and gals have on your mind or any questions that, I just want to mention one more thing about May. We're catching a lot of breaks this month because even the way Memorial Day falls, it's the end of the month, but it could be a variety of different days. It's Monday the 29th, so we still have 2 days after to get business done. It's a long month with 31 days. It's a very busy month for network marketing and health and wellness products. We just need to get the ball rolling early in the month. And we just had our subscriptions go out for the 5th, so you can see where you are going out. But the one thing I want to share with you, and then we'll take questions. The way to build your business consistently over weeks, months, years, and in our case, decades. It's not about the subscriptions that go out on the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, and the 25th. The way you get ahead in this business, it's what you do the 4 days in between. That is how you get ahead in this business. We all got subscriptions going out on the 10th, but what are you doing from the 5th to the 10th? What about those in between days? What are you doing? Okay. And if you're adding business in those days, then next month, when the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, when they go out, all your numbers are bigger. Okay. So learn the time to be busy in this is the in-between times. Now, the end of the month, it's easy because the subscriptions go on the 25th and then it's the end of the month and we're trying to get people to their gem rank, to their higher rank, trip points. We got, promotions going on. We got all kinds of things. But those first 25 days, it really matters, the in-between days. And I look at it, I monitor that, and I can tell you the business in the middle, sometimes in between, really sucks. And that's where the work needs to go in, okay? So we got business going on every day, not just the 5 days when they ship, okay? So anyway, it's just some food for thought. But anybody, any questions or comments, unmute yourself and have at it.
Bob, what about tomorrow's training from company? 8th May.
Good reminder, yes.
Yeah, I didn't get any link. Is there a link for that?
They probably won't send out a link till tomorrow. I wouldn't send out a link till an hour before.
Yeah, the link will
stuff.
come out an hour or two before. It'll never come
Yeah.
a day before, ever.
Yeah.
It's not on Facebook, I know. So I wanted to know when.
No,
is the-
it'll come out shortly before the event. It
Does
will.
anybody know about that? Everybody knows. It's from 11 to 3 o'clock. There's very good trading tomorrow.
Well,
from
we
the-
announced it the last 2 weeks on this. We announced it. So
And
as a
it's in
matter
the
of
team
fact, it's
page.
posted.
I don't
We
think many
posted it.
people know it.
It's posted in the training page. It's posted on on our training page. It's posted. So, but anyway, there's a social media training tomorrow, affiliated with LifeVantage. I don't know who's going to be doing it. Do you know who's doing it, April?
Mm-mm.
No, they didn't say who was doing it, but it's tomorrow, and you can just go to our training page and the details are there. But the link to get to it, and for all I know, it could be a Facebook Live. You may not need a link. I don't know because there's not a link yet, so it may just be a Facebook Live that everybody can see. But
if it's not, will there be a recording somewhere? Because of
I,
most of
honestly, I don't know. They've never done this before, so I don't know what.
Not a recording.
I don't know what
It's
the
the
deal
Direct
is.
Selling Association that's putting it on. LifeVantage just filtered the
It's not
information.
LifeVantage.
to us.
It's the
Yeah.
DSA.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, their speakers are like Fraser Brooks, and so they're third party trainers through the DSA. So there's some big
Okay.
names trainers. So,
But again, the marketing page with whatever information's available is in the training group. You can go there and see it.
Yeah.
What else you got, folks?
we just had a quarterly review. I think the company's numbers were up. I expect them to keep going up.
The stock got a bump on Friday.
I didn't even notice that, but yeah.
It did. It got a bump, but so
We're a long road.
who's going to take advantage of the 3-in-1 promotion? I want to know. Raise your hand if you're going to take advantage of that. Okay. Who would like to go to the Dominican Republic on the company? Okay. You know what's funny? I mean, April and I have been very fortunate. We've been all over the world. Okay. But we've never been to the Dominican Republic. And we live in Florida. That's not that far away. Okay. That's like a puddle jump, okay, from Florida. And it's one of those places, and we've never been there. So instead of us doing it on our own, let the company pay. I mean, what the heck, you're building your business anyway, but you have 5 months, folks. And I'm telling you, if you haven't read the 6 different ways that you earn points, just go to it's on your website. It's on each of our websites. Just go there, and you can either, if you don't know where the trip details are, you can scroll all the way to the bottom where the links are, and it'll say, you know, global trip for Dominican Republic. But Catalina, I'm gonna call you out. We are 1 month in. Catalina has 88 points after 1 month. So 88 points. Catalina, well done, my friend. And
Thank you.
you know, you still got 5 more months. Now, I said 300 points is the minimum to get there, but the deal gets sweeter and sweeter with the more points you get. Okay, they just make it better and better and better and better. So you can read all the details on the website. But well done, Catalina. I think we have 58 or 60, but you're blowing us out. We're going to shoot for you this month, try and catch up with you.
Really? I don't believe you.
Oh no, you're number 1 and Kenneth's number 2. We're number 3 on our team. I don't know. Somebody say something. Kimberly, go ahead, Kimberly. You know, I know you got your hand raised. Go ahead. You can speak.
Actually, my screen froze. I really don't have a question. I
Oh,
was trying to
okay.
get the little hand off. But hello, everyone.
Don't you love when that happens?
I know. I'm like, okay, how do I get back and edit this?
So, you know, folks, I'll tell you, some of the best relationships that we've ever made with people in the business have come from hanging out with them for a week, either on a cruise or in another country or wherever it was that, you know, the company was taking us. And that includes our first company, and then LifeVantage is our second one. But I can tell you some of our very closest relationships are with people that aren't even on our team. You know, we're colleagues in the business and got very close after meeting in other places, you know, whether it was Ireland or Europe or Croatia or wherever it might have been. And, you know, 5 months is plenty of time. Even if you have 0 points after 1 month, read those, okay, qualifications. You can get 300 points in 5 months. You can do that, okay? And it's just a matter of going to work, but you can do that. And you never know. Some of you have been in this company a lot longer than we have, okay? But one thing I have learned with this company, you never know when they're going to drop a sale, and you never know when they're going to do a double or triple point deal, okay? And you want to be rocking and rolling with what you're doing. If all of a sudden they say, hey, next month we're going to do double points on the trip, okay? And you could be a little bit behind, and all of a sudden you could have a banner month because they just doubled or tripled points for the month. And I don't know that they're doing that. I'm just saying somewhere along the line previously, they did do that, okay, at various times. You know, they could look, I don't know if they got 1,000 rooms booked, 2,000, I don't know how many rooms they got reserved, but they could look 3 months in and say, hey, we're running a little behind. We had to pay for those rooms and we want to fill them up. Let's give them incentive to get more points faster. They're the boss. They can do anything they want to do. And you got to realize they're running a business too. So they're monitoring the number of rooms available versus the number of distributors that are on pace with points. And if they think it needs a bump, they'll do it. It's, you know, it's just like the end of the month or, you know, or the end of the quarter or the end of the fiscal year. You know, if they're getting close to hitting their target, and remember, we're publicly traded, so they were promising numbers all throughout the quarters and the year. Hey, that's when they do something special, okay? So when they do something special, you want to already be in full gear. You don't want to be standing still. You want to say, wow, I thought I was rolling now, but man, I am really going to kick butt now. Look at what they just added. Okay, so that's the beauty of a business like this. And like I said, it's only the 7th. We still have the entire month. We only had one auto ship day go out on the 5th. So let's do our best and take advantage of everything the company's offering and be ready when they offer something else. Because the one thing I can tell you, and we're on some committees with the company and we can't talk about everything, but one thing I can say, they don't believe in giving any notice on anything. They just don't. When they decide to do it, they're going to do it. And you're not going to get any forewarning. So whether it's May, June, July, whatever it is, I think, what does the trip go to the end? What's it, September, April, or October, September is
September.
last month? So
Yeah,
you
September.
never know when they're going to decide to do something, but man, you want your team moving when they do. So anyway, anyone else got anything else?